Zoom this evening and begin by congratulating you all for showing up, because we all know that success begins with showing up, and you made the choice to be on this call with your teammates and success partners. So I'm going to start this evening, as we do all of our calls, by sharing our signature message, and each of us on this call can say, I am part of a growing team of entrepreneurs with a shared mission to protect and empower 2 million families and small businesses with Legal Shield's network of law firms and world-class identity theft services. What we do matters, and we're looking for help. It's important for all of us to memorize and personalize this so we can use bits and pieces in conversation when it's appropriate. And with that, I get the great honor to turn it over to our first speaker tonight. And she's not just a speaker, she's a coach and an author and a great friend of mine. I can't say enough good things about this person. Miss Lynn Williams, the Zoom is yours.
Thank you so much, Matt. Awesome job checking us in. I'm as excited as you are about Summer Blast and the presentation we got to see ahead of time. And I'm excited to be your story facilitator tonight. Stories are the lifeblood of our business. It's important for us to take notes, hear our stories as we are sharing those on our calls so that we can use them when we're talking to people throughout our week. And I'm going to go out to the woman who keeps us all straight, who does so many things for our team, because Alice Englehart in the Virgin Islands has an amazing membership story to tell. Alice, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. This is Alice Englehart in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, background investment property. And my member story involves a gentleman who received a letter from his local hospital that actually was a bill of $76,000 for the amputation of his right leg. Well, when he received the letter, he looked and he saw that he still had his right leg and it was perfectly viable, and he really didn't anticipate having an amputation. So he called the hospital. They, of course, refused to speak to him. He, fortunately, had our family membership. He called his provider law firm. And also, I'll just add, too, that he also had our ID Shield. So between the attorneys and also the private investigators, he was able to not only have that bill go bye-bye, but he was reassured that there was no identity theft. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Alice. What an incredible story. Can you imagine getting a bill for an amputation for a limb you still have? Amazing. Now I'm going to go out to Colorado to one of our new senior directors, to Danny Godin, for a small business story.
Good evening, Danny Godin, background college student and retail. I have a small business owner that owns a gun shop, and he got our membership because he saw the value of it way over Law Shield, because they were a one-trick pony. And he has now saved over $15,000 in his first year of membership using our small business plan. He says everybody needs the small business plan.
That's awesome, Danny. Thank you so much. You know, that our small business plan is just like no other. There's nothing better. Now we're going to go to the Evansville, Indiana market for, this is an incredible kind of triple play membership story from Lee Perry.
Thank you so much, Lynn. I call it the triple play testimonial because I was at a networking event and one of my members said, I want to share how awesome Legal Shield is. I got it just because I thought I might use it really more as insurance. And within 3 to 4 weeks, she used it 3 times. The first time she had gotten crossways with a dentist who said that she had not finished paying them and she had all the canceled checks and they threatened to take her to court. She called Legal Shield. That problem went away. Her husband is an over-the-road trucker and got stopped in Podunk County, wherever he was, following another rig. He was the only one pulled over. He called, tapped the app and called Legal Shield and said, I'll pay whatever. I just don't want the points on my record. And they said, let us get a referral attorney in that county, which they did. The ticket went away because the trooper didn't follow proper procedure. And the third time, her 18-year-old son and his girlfriend were in his truck in Pennsylvania and hit a slick spot in the road and went down an embankment, and the vehicle landed on the train tracks and was hit by a train. Thank God they got out safely. I got the text on Friday night, do I need to call Legal Shield? I picked up the phone and called her and said, oh my goodness, are they okay? She said, they're fine. I just need to know what to do. And I said, that's why you've got Legal Shield. We've got your back. Call the law firm Monday morning. She did. And she called me back and she did the testimonial and said, I'll never be without Legal Shield ever again. Back to you, Lynn.
That's an amazing story. And you know, we know that the use of the membership means that our members keep it. And you have a member who the first time they use it, it's 3 times in a week. You know they're going to keep it. That's amazing, Lee. And now I want to go out to the Louisville, Kentucky market to Mr. Robert Bagley, who attended a Super Saturday yesterday.
Good evening. Robert Bagley here, retired professional engineer, author, and entrepreneur from Louisville, Kentucky. I attended the Kansas and Missouri Super Saturday, organized by Scott Scantlin and Letitia Randolph. There was expansion. The theme was expansion into different US-based markets. Mr. Josh Lockhart, a leader of the Young Pros Initiative, presented the services and the opportunity, and also did a training on, quote, the language of the younger demographic. My takeaway was that this young people are excited by powerful apps like ones we have in Legal Shield and the opportunity to use them to earn money. The other trainer was Senor Ronnie Felblez, who made the point that only 40% of the Hispanic market is unilingual Spanish. Hence, 60% provide an into this close-knit group. And Puerto Rico is opening up soon. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bagley. So glad you had such a great experience at that Super Saturday. Isn't it wonderful that we can attend them anywhere in the country? And now I get to go out to the leader of Success Partners, a man I say all the time, I'm grateful I have a John Drennan in my life. Take it away, John.
Well, I'm grateful I have a Lynn Schuster Williams in my life. To go with Lynn Drennan, we celebrated our 39th wedding anniversary yesterday. So, hey, thank you. And first of all, kudos for everyone who's on. Kudos for those who came on early tonight and participated, heard the music, saw the slideshow, saw the rolling list of speakers who we have at the Summer Blast. And of course, that's not the whole list, but those are featured presentations where we will be focused on physical health, financial health, personal development, and Legal Shield. It's also going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I actually, bear with me. I'm going to share my screen here. You know, Robert Bagley's story was the last story. And he talked about the Super Saturday. And, you know, success in our business begins with showing up. You know, he mentioned Puerto Rico is going to be opening up. He heard that at a Super Saturday. I was part of the New England Super Saturday, where it was shared that Montana no longer has a license. Why is showing up so important? Well, that's where we hear things like that. I heard many other things yesterday, and I'm a regional director, and I don't know a lot of this stuff's going on. So by showing up, that's where we find things out. That's where we meet people. That's where we get resources for three-way calls. That's where we might meet our eventual workout partners. That's where we hear how to language the presentation. That's where we get training, and on and on and on. So our business is an event business. So things have changed somewhat here with the virus. Obviously, we're not meeting in person, but as Lynn Schuster Williams taught me to say, what you can do in a room, you can do on a Zoom. And for the most part, that's true. So I want to talk about events here and move in the direction of the most significant. But events start with what we associates do and what we do in our local markets. Obviously, briefings and PBRs, but those now, and luncheons, but those have now all moved to Zoom. So we're doing our Zoom briefings, sometimes just membership, sometimes membership in business, sometimes trainings. We do things at 12:30. We say, hey, bring your lunch. We do PBRs, private Zooms. And those are the day-to-day events that drive the business. If you're not participating in these events, your business is not growing. It's really not possible. Yes, you can sell memberships in a one-to-one Zoom or a one-to-one sit down, but you can't grow a business. Secondly are the Super Saturday events. And right now I want to ask everybody who attended a Super Saturday virtually yesterday, go in the chat and just put what one you attended. Like Robert said, Kansas, Missouri. And I know that there was one in Colorado, and I think that was Colorado, Nevada, and Utah. I know I was in the New England one, which was Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, part of New York State, and Pennsylvania. So put in the chat which one you attended. And these are market events. I know yesterday we had close to 200 people. I don't know what we would have had if that was a drive-in event, because some of those people I recognize as some of you. We had people on from the Midwest and the West. By the way, if you attended 2 events yesterday, put that in the chat, because wow, back when we did live events, we couldn't attend an event in Eastern time and an event in Mountain time on the same day, but now we can do that. And obviously, the bigger the event, the bigger the impact. Big decisions get made at big events. The bigger the event, the bigger the decision, the bigger the commitment. So the Super Saturday events are obviously significant, and you all know that. This isn't something new, but it's a reminder. And the question was yesterday, did you attend? And then how many associates did you have attending because you promoted? Okay, next we have the Fall Leadership Event. Now, it was announced yesterday. In fact, I helped do the announcement in New England that the fall event will be a virtual event. We will not be going to Charlotte. So that decision has been made. It has been announced. Here's what's great about the fact that it's been announced. We can now start planning that. So before we were maybe planning, gee, how will I get to Charlotte? Am I going? Where will I stay? Instead of planning that, now we can simply let our loved ones know that for 2 days in October, you'll be focused on the event, October 9th and 10th, and then go to work on who can you have there or not have there, who can you have participating with you for those 2 days. You always start with your core associates, the ones closest to you, the ones that are already registered. And you want to be asking them, hey, how many from your team do you expect will be participating? Then you go to your less involved associates, the ones who probably don't know any of this information. They may not even know there was an event in Charlotte. Let them know there's a virtual event. It's going to be 2 days of phenomenal event. Then you go out to your inactive associates, and it's a great time to go try and resurrect someone and ask them, hey, think back when you got started in Legal Shield. Why'd you get started? And then if they've been inactive for a few years, you can let them know, wow, there's so much going on here. And there is, with our new ID Shield and how we've expanded throughout Canada and into the UK, and we're going into Puerto Rico, and we've gotten rid of almost all the licenses, and we've increased the commissions by increasing the ID Shield. And now we've got all the bonus money, over $1 million paid out last month in bonus money. And on and on and on, and let them know we got a 2-day virtual event coming up. So that event, start planning for 2 days virtual, how many people, and maybe gather some people in your home at a distance, or get creative with it. And then that final group you want to be inviting are the people you don't know yet, or prospects. And generally we don't invite prospects to associate events, but between now and October is time to bring associates in. And that, as we get closer to the event, they're being able to participate for those 2 days may be the reason some people join you at that point. So that's the Fall Leadership Event, and it is a leadership event. It's typically 2 days, unlike the Spring Convention. Now, the Spring Convention was announced yesterday. That's going to be in St. Louis. And I love that. It's the middle of the country. We've never done any kind of big event, to my knowledge, in my 22 years in St. Louis. And I do believe by April, we'll be able to come together again. So put that on your calendar, April 15 through 18. Obviously, that's a big event, and it's going to be extra special because we will have not come together in person, you know, assuming we do next spring. So these are all examples of events where success begins with showing up. The bigger the event, the bigger the impact. And then finally, our summer blast. And over the years, I've had people come to me after every summer blast and say, I got more out of this than the convention. Sometimes they say, I got way more out of this than the convention. So just a couple updates on the summer blast, which kicks off this Thursday night, the same night the Democratic convention ends. It's like convention to convention. This will be the Summer Blast Convention. And we right now have 107 people registered. I know we're going to get a lot of registrations this week because that's the way it works. I expect to add 3 people tomorrow just through my text promotion. But I want to go out to the woman who's going to be really behind the scenes, behind the screen, making it happen, our Zoom expert, Brooke Haynes. She's going to talk about the registration process and how you'll actually be joining the process. So Brooke, let me go to you. I'll stop my share.
Thank you. Yes, there's a lot of things going on behind scenes, getting everything ready, and I'm pretty excited for all the speakers and all the attendees, because this is a good team event. It's going to bring a lot of engagement to the table, and I'm pretty excited. What to look for this week? This is the week where everything comes together. So you will be receiving an email, definitely 1, probably 2, and maybe even 3 emails before the event, because we're going to make sure, we're not going to overload you, but we're definitely going to make sure that you totally understand clearly how you can sign in and how you can register. The number one thing I want to bring to your the attention tonight is that you will be receiving an email. Everybody who has registered will receive who has paid and registered for the event will next receive an email to register for Zoom. So that's crucial, because even though you've paid, you still won't get into Zoom until you register for Zoom. So when you see those emails, there's going to be 3 links for 3 different days for you to register. So be looking on the lookout for those. You'll get those by the end of the day on Monday. And we really would love to have those in. They have to be in by Wednesday. The sooner, the better for everyone. If you have any questions, you know, you can email me at john@summerblast2020.com with any questions. And I'm looking forward to it. We're here at the home stretch to kick off.
All right, Brooke, thanks so much. And now you all know Brooke Haynes. She's going to be more and more familiar at this as this week goes by. So definitely, as always, procrastination doesn't help any of us. We would like to know everybody who's planning to attend is registered. And obviously, that's going to get cut off when the event starts. If you go to summerblast2020.com, you can, and I suggest you do that every day and scroll down and see what's been added, because we keep adding things. If you've looked recently, we added news of a special event, and we're calling it an optional event. It's going to be over one of the lunch periods, but Millionaire Club member Bob Cohen is going to do a special vision board process, and there's a little bit of things to do before that. So if you go to summerblast2020.com, scroll down, you'll see the site to go to get ready to do a virtual vision board. Now, I know most of you hear vision board and you think you're cutting pictures out of magazines and things, and you're getting poster boards and you got glue or tape and you're building that visual. Well, this is going to be done virtually online. So you need to register to the site that Bob's going to be working with. And so that's something new. And if you haven't seen it yet, the agenda is there. The Q&A has been updated. Check that out. and just be ready. We're getting ready, and we need you to get ready. So you want to know when it starts, when it ends. And by the way, I get that some of you might say, I'll miss Friday because I've got to work. I'm an essential worker. Well, first of all, I believe every one of our speaker sessions will be worth $25. So if you can make one session and then maybe hang out in some of the social time, it'll be worth it. But everyone who pays and registers will have access to the replay of the event. So you will be getting that even if you could not take in the whole event. Obviously, take in as much as you can. It's not unlike the live events, although typically, we always say don't get out of your seat, but sometimes we have to use the restroom, get a bite to eat, get some air, get some water, but then we get right back in our seat. Well, hopefully you'll take the same approach here, but once in a while people have arrived late or left early from the live events, and that will be the same here, but for $25, take in all you can. Hey, by the way, that does remind me, one thing they did announce, since we'll be virtual in the October leadership event, you can go ahead and get registered for $99, but you're also going to be able to buy your ticket to the spring convention for just, I believe it was $35 or $39 for next spring's event. So again, you want to get registered for the October leadership event to get that big discount for the St. Louis event. And you might want to check Upline and see if any of your Upline has any bundled tickets. I had some, but I believe they're all spoken for now. But hopefully you can get a ticket for less than $99. And that's for the October event. So I kind of jumped from the Summer Blast to the October event there because I remembered I wanted to share that. Okay, and looking at the chat, so we had people who attended Colorado, California, New England, Kansas, and Missouri. Those are 4 different time zones. And then we had people that attended the Southeast event and the North Carolina event. And one of the individuals who attended North Carolina lives in North Carolina. And that's a gentleman we all know and love, and he's standing by with comments, and that's Millionaire Club member, Mr. Timmer Halligan. Sir, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Drennan. What an awesome call tonight, awesome Zoom tonight, kicking off with some music and, people dancing around a little bit. I know I caught myself, and then watching all the photos from last year's Summer Blast really just brought me back. But also brought me forward to where we are today. I caught a couple Super Saturdays yesterday because I wanted to hear from some of these folks. Particularly, I listened to Brad and Maura Roberts yesterday here in North Carolina. Listened to Alex Shahid yesterday when he was down in the Southeast, I believe. And I picked those two primarily because of the growth they've had so quickly. At least that's what everybody thinks is so quickly, over the last year. But then I started thinking about Brad and Maura, and I started thinking about Alex Shahid, and they've both gotten their $150,000 rings. And I looked back to when they were directors and when they became senior directors. And now they're executive directors and beyond. And so it got me thinking about the journey. I'm looking at, 40 or so folks on here right now. And I'm knowing that every single person on here can get done what they want to get accomplished with our company. Yes, we are in unusual times outside of Legal Shield, but we are in very unusually good times right now inside Legal Shield. I was on a leadership call earlier, and it's a couple of statistics I want to throw out there because you want to say, how's my business doing? We had 4,300 new associates join Legal Shield last month. That is the most associates that have joined our company in 10 years. Last month, $6.4 million worth of premium. Do the math. $25 plan, $6.4 million. That's quite a bit. We had 1,500 people level up, and we've been averaging about 700. We paid out more money to the field last month than we have in 8 years, and that's not including the $1.4 million in bonuses. So here's the moral of the story. We've got a week to prepare for Summer Blast. And Summer Blast can be a time that you make a pivot in your business and a pivot towards that commitment to getting to where you know you deserve to be. So Mr. Drennan, I'll send it back to you.
Well, thanks so much, Timmer. And I love what you just finished there with that. Summer Blast can be that time to pivot. Again, big events can do that. And I know that for a lot of people over the years, the Summer Blast became a real marker that started their business or relaunch their business or energize their business. So that can happen again this week. So that was a great comment. And also, you're right. You know, I've been talking about it since April and watching some teams in some areas in Legal Shield just literally explode. That's not happening right now in Success Partners. And we lag behind in terms of really getting into the Zoom rhythm. And the teams that are exploding got into a rhythm of Zooms every single day, and then just more Zooms and more Zooms because they added more and more people. So in addition to using the corporate Zooms, they're doing team Zooms, they're doing team PBR Zooms, and just more and more Zooms reaching more and more people. And so, you know, that can ignite for us. And, you know, we keep doing the 4 steps of the pivot, and that will ignite that. So with that, to close this out and share on this special week, share reminders for us, I want to go back to an individual who just did such a great job facilitating the stories and doing so much more for us, and that's Miss Lynn Schuster-Williams.
Thanks so much, John. Well, what a great Zoom tonight, everybody. Great comments from our leaders. I am fired up about Summer Blast. It is going to be an awesome experience. That whole list of speakers, I can't wait. I've been hearing about Lisa Menini for about 6.5 years now, and I'm finally going to get to see her. I'm so excited. So I want to just do some reminders about how to plug in. Right, the leadership show was on at 7 tonight. It'll be replayed at 11 Eastern tomorrow, and it's on live stream. So plug in and get the updated information on your leadership show. Don't forget your associate newsletter came in your email today, so be sure to read that. Plug in on our Team Ascent Facebook group. It's a great place to see reminders about our team Zooms that Mr. Drennan was just talking about every day this week at 12:30 and at 8 p.m. except for during Summer Blast. I believe we have an adjusted schedule on Thursday and Friday this week for our team Zooms. And so, but remember, those are for you. We as presenters bring our best to you. So we want you to bring your best guests and your best attendance to those team Zooms. A special reminder about successpartnerscalendar.com. And a big thank you, of course, to Alice Engelhardt, who keeps us all straight. There's so much information on successpartnerscalendar.com. Look over on Saturday and you'll see some special links. And, you know, we have our Wednesday training Zoom as well. And so, folks, this team is bringing incredible resources to you. Plug in. I can't wait to see you all at Summer Blast this week. It is going to be a blast. And with that, let's go make it the best week ever in Legal Shield. My intention is going to be PC done before Summer Blast starts so I can relax and enjoy myself and learn. Everybody make it a great one. Thanks so much and bye for now.